Australian UFC Middleweight Champion Robert Whittaker takes on unbeaten New Zealander UFC Interim Middleweight Champion Israel Adesanya in the main event of UFC 243. Will take place at massive Marvel Stadium in Melbourne.
I came in here, brought a show like no other. I don't think that was like memorable. I like to create moments in this game. I'm here for moments and iconic.
This arena in particular, it's so big, and so the acoustics don't just like a lot of other smaller arenas that I've fought in. If he wants to make this a stand-up fight, I'm happy to do so.
If you want to touch, now's the time. God bless.
Israel Adesanya, he's that type of guy. The performance against Robert Whittaker was out of this world. Israel just did everything right.
Whittaker lunges in with punches a couple times early on, but at the end of the round Adesanya drops Whittaker with a looping right hand. It connected fully, and that might have been the end of the fight had not have been the very end of the round.
I was taking the fight to him. Felt like I had a lot of control of it. Felt like I was doing well. He's a tough guy to land shots on.
Everything is just falling into place like I'm in a matrix. It's all hype. Yes, it is, but I know what hype is and I know what it can do.
Adesanya lands a big left hook, and a dizzied Whittaker staggers back awkwardly before falling down.
Just a fantastic performance by Adesanya. And is not a guy that is known for a one-strike knockout guy.
I did what Romero couldn't do in 10 rounds. I did it in 2.
Man, it's honestly unreal. I've said this for so long. They said I don't have no knockout power. You too skinny, bro.
Honestly, this is the best I've ever felt. Didn't get the W today, but I'm not going anywhere.
This was Isreal Adesanya's moment. The last stylebender had make history and complete a meteoric rise in the biggest fight in Australian MMA.
I told you, it's player one. This is my cage. When I'm having fun, I'm the best in the world, and that's my game.
You know, and then you get caught. That's just how it is at these high-stake fights. You're going in there with two of the best strikers in the world, and I came off second best tonight. You know, I'm not going anywhere though.
In his next title defense, the next challenge for Adesanya looks to be faced fellow undefeated fighter and number 2 ranked contender Paulo Costa was in September 27, 2020 at UFC 253.
We have to see if Izzy can stand up to that type of pressure. He's never fought anybody like this. Paulo's very big. His range won't have to be so similar. This is a tough fight.
Israel Adesanya retains UFC middleweight title with TKO of Paulo Costa.
Night at the office for the champion, Israel Adesanya.
What now?
Israel Adesanya remains the class of the 185-pounder.
Fastest man in the world, baby.
The initial guy we wanted to fight was Robert Whittaker, but doesn't feel like fighting right now. Marvin stepped up, so I like to be an active champion.
The last style bender started shredding the Italian's leg with one leg kick after another. Then he'd mix up and use body and head kicks to keep Vettori guessing.
Every person has tried to take me down. Suddenly now you think, oh, that's all you need to do. So, okay, cool, try.
At the end of the day, I don't like you don't like him, but this is martial arts. Show some respect. Whittaker, Bobby Knuckles. I knocked him out twice with one fat last night. I'll tell you when it is. You don't get to decide. I get to decide. Because why? I'm the motherfucking king, bitch.
I'm the type of person that always has to be doing something, but even to relax, I have to be doing something. I can't just sit still and switch off. So to be able to play the guitar just when I want to, just to whip it out and play around, it's relaxing.
This event was the 4th and final UFC Fight Island event that took place on Yas Island, and Whittaker will face Darren Till in UFC on ESPN.
Honestly, that was one of the most technical fights of my life. He knew my strengths. He stuck to a very solid game plan, didn't rush in, didn't commit. When I got him to the ground, he didn't want to be there. He didn't want to go back there ever again. I think that really opened up his striking.
Your winner by unanimous decision, Whittaker!
I want to get back to the gym. They're preparing for fights. Hopefully we can all get on the next card at UFC level.
Robert Whittaker put up an absolute clinic against Jared Cannonier in the co-main event of UFC 254. Whittaker executed a smart approach against power-heavy Cannonier, but also works well with his hands and quick in how he closes the distance, which has proven both a major boon and defensive risk should his foe time his entry.
Melbourne, Australia welcomes back their own champ, Robert Whittaker, as he fights Kelvin Gastelum.
Obviously, this was a very hard fight of where he's ranked. He's had a bit of a spill, but I think he's one of the best fighters in the division, and that was a tough fight.
Whittaker delivered a 5-round masterclass against perennial 185-pound contender Kelvin Gastelum in a fight that reminded anyone who needed reminding that he should be next for a shot at the belt.
Robert
Whittaker!
No, it's funny. My striking has been, it's the best it's ever been. We focused on a lot this camp, obviously. Speed was the key, and I worked my stand-up a lot. I just got my hands to the next level.
In fighting, Robert Whittaker's ability to time his opponents is surpassed only by his knack for preventing their doing the same to him. Whittaker is especially clever with his feints, but his favorite is a sort of combination of methods, a forward step and a small movement from the punching hand.
My favourite hand is the one that hits him. So whether it be the left or the right, whichever one of my paws I can get on him, is the new best strike.
These are my people, this is my land, and this is what I do.
Every time I step into the octagon, my striking has been getting better every single fight.
Whittaker's style bears the strongest resemblance to that of the middleweight GOAT, and he seems poised to put together a similarly impressive reign, having beaten contenders on his way to the top of his division.
Kicking is part of my arsenal. Being able to show that then and there is great. I think a lot of people are really getting wary, catching on to my right head kick now.
Now, however, the man with his ground game is underrated. Now he is quick and he is strong.
Massive head kick for Whittaker, follows it up with a straight right. Oh, Souza's in trouble here, and that is it. Robert Whittaker, he finishes Jacare Souza in round 2.
Thank God it's not a jiu-jitsu match. We're not wearing gis and we're rolling on the ground. We're fighting.
Yoel Romero, Robert Whittaker for the UFC's interim middleweight championship.
Whittaker recovered from a hyperextended knee in the first round with a strong striking performance, peppering Cuban Romero with punches and kicks over the final 3 rounds.
Yoel Romero's a tough dude. He's dynamic. I think that's a tough fight. I look for tough fights. I need these tough fights to push me further.
And new Robert the Reaper Whittaker!
In December 2017, it was announced that Adesanya had signed a contract with the UFC. He made his debut against Rob Wilkinson on February 11, 2018.
I've kind of enjoyed not having the fans knock someone out. People just go crazy. I like that. Done that many times in China. Silence a whole arena.
He won the fight via technical knockout in the second round.
I see you guys creeping on my Instagram. Don't think I don't see you. You watching me and I've been watching you. But then when you run up on me, you act like you don't know me. Well, you know who I am now!
Adesanya is one for the best counter-strike in UFC.
Right now, Adesanya is the only one faking, switching stance.
And Adesanya's drawing out big reaction.
I've fought over 100 fights in my career, so I'm kind of like in the stride of my prime right now. I want to leave the game before the game leaves me.
I said, y'all must have forgot. Y'all must have forgot.
I don't want to just sit down, and I want to fight as much as I can while I still can. You never know.
So the promotion would match it surging against top 10 knockout artist Derek Brunson.
Israel, you're skinny, bro.
Bring that chin on the platter and I'll clean it off as well.
Izzy said, don't take too much from this fight, because that does not mean that I have given you the blueprint to how to beat me. Izzy found the shot to put him out. Great job by the last album.
They don't know. I started the game at level 2. They're just loading, so I got in his head. And I got him to start to work and shoot. I keep saying, man, I don't throw in hope. I aim and fire. Down the barrel.
After just 1 year with the promotion, Adesanya's shot at the UFC belt was already within reach. It was booked as the co-main event, a major pay-per-view in Australia.
I mean, I gave you guys a show, so, we're going to the next level now. And now you can see, like, oh, I'm a bona fide star. And I know I am. I know I've got the it factor. I just came out here dancing, knocked the guy out, collect a couple bags.
You usually see Spider Anderson Silva doing that to people, and now we're seeing Adesanya give him a taste of his own medicine with the showmanship.
Hey, Rob, heal up quick. Calvin, put that belt down. Seriously.
Kelvin Gastelum on the sidelines in the title match disarray.
After Anderson Silva, I get a belt in my next fight.
Israel Adesanya is going to be fighting Kelvin Gastelum for the UFC interim middleweight title.
You cannot make a mistake with a striker that's as sharp as Israel Adesanya. And right now, he's got Kelvin just guessing.
Oh, Kelvin's in real trouble.
Adesanya had always been a super technician. In the cage, the middleweight's control of distance and timing separated him from the pack, so much so that his every move had been dissected by a public that expected greatness at every turn.
And new
Adesanya versus Whittaker is targeted for January. Dana's already said that's the fight that I want to do.
Champion versus the #1 contender in the world. It should have happened before. Whittaker wasn't ready for that fight. It's going to happen.
UFC Middleweight Championship rematch between current champion Israel Adesanya and former champion Robert Whittaker is expected to serve as the event's headliner.
I had nothing but respect. Honestly, he's a great fighter. But I think we should talk, mate. I think it's about time we cross paths once again, and I think we can get a sold-out stadium. Let's make that happen.
Robert Whittaker is a devastating traditional martial artist who also has outstanding one-strike knockout power.
Robert Whittaker was doing more lunging than I'd ever seen him do in his entire fight career.
Robert Whittaker, he's one of these guys that can face every style at any time because striking is his comfort zone.
I know the good stuff and the bad, they all fall in and out the other ear. You're never as good as they say you are. You're never as bad as they say you are.
Izzy was the guy that's flashy. He goes out and has that performance, you're gonna see a massive amount of people just fly to him.
He picks his shots. He sees things coming. He counters so beautifully. He's relaxed. He's dancing. His feet are always planted. He's always in position.
Like, I'm a born entertainer.
Just wasn't my night, but I'm on top of the world right now. I'm young, hungry still.
Built myself into an entertainer. I visualized everything, like I said.
It gives me something to work towards again.